How would you introduce yourself to a stranger?
My name is Dr. Lubega William. I'm a cosmetic surgeon, a social entrepreneur, and a computer scientist. So while I'm out of theater, I do a little bit of medical entrepreneurship. Co-founded a company called the Medical Concierge, which now most of you know as Rocket Health. So when I'm not in the boardroom at Rocket Health, I'm probably in the theater doing my cosmetic surgery. The thing about my job is I can easily switch from working on different children who have been banned, working on children with congenital abnormalities, to working on people who want to have bigger breasts, bigger bosoms, people want to have better looking face, or they want to be lighter, whatever cosmetic procedure they want. So if I'm not doing that, then I'm actually trying to promote telemedicine, which I do with Rocket Health, where we deliver medical care to the last mile, be it in your office, be it at your place of work. You're calling, talk to our doctors, talk to our pharmacists or lab technician, come to you, draw your blood, and have your results within the confines of your home. So I alternate between that.
When you're not doing the formal job, what is it that interests the doctor in his free time?
Well, I love to travel. I've been to a couple of places. I always tell people I think I'm done with my bucket list. I love to do extreme adventures. I've done skydiving, I've done swimming with the sharks. I love to ride horses and visit places, hiking. So I
There's
love
that picture
adventure.
of you jumping out of a plane. Is that skydiving?
Yes, that was skydiving. It's one of those things of please don't tell my mom I jumped out of a plane. But skydiving was one of those interesting moments. Initially, you're very nervous. You have all this fear about it. As the plane picks up, going up in the sky, and then you suddenly see the whole world below you, and then the instructor is like, "Let's jump." And all this time you're thinking, this is the craziest thing I've done with my life. What if the parachute doesn't open? What if the wind blows us in a different direction? I think it's one of the reckless things I've done in my life. But I'm grateful I did, and I think I can't do it again because it was quite an experience.
How much preparation did you have to go through in order to pull it off? Did you prepare at all?
It has always been like one of the things you have on your bucket list, and you're hoping maybe at one point in your life you'll be able to accomplish. So even doing the skydiving, it wasn't something I had pre-planned. So I was in Durban, and then a friend of mine says, "There's this fun place where you can do skydiving. Why don't we go?" So actually on the same day I did skydiving and also swam with the sharks in the ocean. So when I told one of the skydivers that this morning I was swimming in the sharks, like, what? I can never do that. I can jump out of a plane a zillion times, but I can't swim with sharks because they are unpredictable. But it's something that I did. So it wasn't something I planned. I had all this long bucket list of things I want to do. Water rafting, I want to do bungee, I want to do skydiving, I want to own a Benz, I want to travel to many places. So it was this whole bucket list, but I never thought that I'd be able to achieve this at the time when I achieved it. But now I'm making a new list. And I always wanted to be a plastic surgeon. It was on my bucket list. And I thought maybe I would never make it, but here I am. When we started the telemedicine 8 years ago, people said, you can't, 10 years ago actually, people said you can't do telemedicine in Uganda, but we have done. So sometimes also being, thinking that the bucket list is something that's not impossible, but if you can set out your mind, you can be able to accomplish your bucket list. Yeah.
Tell me about swimming with the sharks. Flirting with death.
Yeah, so I remember about when we're heading out to swim with the sharks. The instructor told us to do something like this, so it's more like shark bait, which was scary. I mean, here we are planning to go swim with the sharks. The wilderness, not like you're swimming in a tank where you have tamed sharks. These are sharks in the wild waters. So initially we were in the cage. We are swimming in the cage. But then when you look at it, I saw the instructor in the water swimming with the sharks. I asked myself, these are nature, as in they're in their natural habitat. But the instructor is swimming with them. So I asked him, can I jump out of the cage and, and come and join you outside the cage because the sharks are doing nothing to you? So I said, okay, come on. So I moved out of the cage where most of my buddies were and yeah, went into the shark infested waters.
What's on your new bucket list?
On my new bucket list, I want to visit the Maldives. Most people have always reserved it for probably when I'm married and honeymoon, I should go to the Maldives. But to me, it's something I want to have just as something, a place to visit on my bucket list. I haven't been to Paris. I would love to visit the Eiffel Tower. I'd want to go to Santorini in Greece. I'd want to visit I haven't been to Egypt, so I'd want to visit the Egyptian pyramids as part of my bucket list. And so my new bucket list will be probably going around the different, the seven wonders of the world. So I've been to Taj Mahal. So I'm hoping to travel to all the other different seven wonders of the world and take pictures. So that's my new bucket list.
On your bucket list, nothing mentions Uganda. Why?
I've actually done a lot of local travel. I take a time off some weekend with friends and we travel different areas. We go to the game parks. I haven't been so much in the north. Most of the areas I've been to, Lake Bunyonyi, Pescaling in the west, the game parks in the west. I've been to the Nero rock paintings. I've been to a couple of different tourist places in Uganda. Yeah. So I'm one of those people who like to do local tourism with my friends. So, yeah.
What is it that you might want to see done better in our local tourism as someone who's been around the world?
So one that I think about local tourism is when you go to places, for example, I was in India, I went to Goa, and some of the other places in India, you see a lot of locals going to these tourist places. They're able to do their in-country tours, and which is something that is not so promoted here. We kind of think that going on tour or visiting places, it's very prohibitively expensive. So most of the Ugandans actually, we don't even know what areas we have and what kind of beauty we have in our own country. We are not doing a lot of local tourism and we think it's very prohibitive. But it shouldn't be prohibitive. As long as we are purposed, you know that I want to visit this place. If it means saving up for it, yes you can. If it means coming up with a bunch of friends, putting some monies together to be able to visit a place, you should. I occasionally go with my friends to Jinja, have tours on the Nile, but it's something that we purpose and we know, okay, this weekend we're going to Jinja and this is where we're going to. We're going to rafting or we are going to the beach or we are going to see the bridge. I mean, we purpose our travels. But once you know and collectively come together with friends, then you can be able to do that.
What makes or breaks your experience on an expedition or excursion?
Sometimes what breaks, for example, when I went water rafting, I had an injury where I fell into the water, then it all hit me. But then when you go to some of these areas, it's very difficult to access first aid services. And that, as a tourist, it completely makes it very difficult for you. I mean, that's the end of the tour. If I'm injured and I don't have access to medical services, it really breaks me. So sometimes you have to cut your tour experience short because you've got an injury and you have no access to health services. And that's why my company, as the Rocket Health, we are trying to have a project known as the Power Project. We're able to have telemedicine, have access to a doctor, access to a pharmacist, access to a lab facility within your hotel. So you're able to dial *280# and you're able to access a medical service, be it talking to a doctor, be it having pharmaceutical products, be it having a lab service. You're able to have it within the confines of your hotel. You can even order a COVID test right within your hotel room, and somebody would come, do your sample, send you the results within the confines of your hotel.
What makes your experience worthwhile?
I think being able to, I normally when I travel, I want to share my experience when I travel. Either have it on my timeline, on my WhatsApp status, sharing it with friends, because sometimes when we travel, we are so selfish with these memories that we have built over time and the experiences. So being able to share that with friends, being able to have because sometimes also not everyone could be able to afford these experiences, or sometimes people have they feel like, how am I able to afford this experience? But when you travel, you should be able to share your experiences, because you make it easier for somebody to know, okay, I can be able to access this. It's not prohibitive. It's not difficult. I can be able to do this. Because when you see your friends travel to places, some places you don't even know. But when I tell you I went to this place, this is how much, this is the contact person. So being able to share that experience with other people makes it worthwhile. Because I know today it's me, tomorrow it's somebody else who has been inspired to go to the places that I've been to, and doing the things that I have.
Thank you for your time, Doctor.